It's evening time. It's late o'clock. It's the latest we've ever done a podcast.
Yes, it is. It's 9 p.m. on the Tuesday when we upload on the Wednesday. It's gonna be a late one for you, my friend. No,
That's why it's not getting uploaded at the normal time. So apologies, it's slightly later than normal. Yes, here we are.
Oh, here we are. How are you, my friend? Are you okay? Are you okay? It's late. You've had a big day. I've had a big day.
You've had a huge day.
Yeah.
Honestly, you say your news today, mate.
Oh, well, I mean, it's
What's
not
happened?
massive, but it's
gigantic.
Huge.
I mean,
if you want to say it's big, it's fine. No, I just know, basically, I just had brand new headshots done today, which is very exciting. Which is one of those things when you're an actor and you sort of look at your headshots and you go, I haven't done these properly for a very, very long time. So yeah, I have invested and managed to get some decent headshots done today for the first time. I want to say in about 10 years. Proper ones as well. So yeah, that was great. That was in London.
They are
today.
like more than proper. Like these are the real deal. These I've never seen Matt look so sexy,
mate.
I was
thrilled.
I was about to park my heterosexual life and go by for the. It was incredible. Honestly, mate, you should. Like, wow, you stick Matt in front of a camera, mate. Jesus Christ. Do you know who you like? So, one of the photos reminded me of Dan Levy.
I'll take that.
And also, in the same photo, what you were wearing reminded me of Jake Johnson, aka Nick in New Girl.
Oh,
it was, honestly, mate, you
amazing.
were.
I love that jacket.
You were getting me hot at the collar at work.
Yeah, but what's your day? What's your day been like?
So, and we'll step back a bit and say that normally we record at the weekend. We couldn't do that. No. Normally, at the worst case scenario, we tend to record on a Monday night. Couldn't do that because Matt over here was so busy because he had to wake up slightly earlier than normal to go to London for headshots. And the thing is,
I had to be well rested, mate.
I've been burying this big time because I know professional headshots. There's no way they're taking them prior to 10 o'clock. What time?
It was at 10. It was at 10.
At 10, right? Which means the earliest you had to get on a train was about 8:30. Right?
10 past 8.
10 past 8. Which means the earliest you had to wake up with knowing you're straight out of bed in the shower. So I reckon you woke up no earlier than 6:30. Am I right?
At 6:30?
And you're telling me it was so early. God forbid we record at 7:30 at night. So instead of that, dear listeners, right, I've worked today from 9 p.m. till 8:30, right, run straight home, but I've got a bowl full of chicken. That's how sad my life has become, and we have rushed into this. But it's all right because Matt had pretty little camera shots and nothing else to do all day.
Well, it's all right, okay. But look, think of it this way, mate. You saw the headshots and how good they look. That's because I was well rested. And that's all down to you allowing this podcast to happen right now, as late as it is. And I appreciate that. You've made it worth the pennies.
Oh, mate, they are gorgeous and it is beautiful. And I'm just happy to be podding with you, mate. That's, it's made a long day.
Yes, yeah.
Even longer, but good in a good way. It's in a lovely way.
In a lovely way, though. Yeah.
And it's a great podcast because we've reached the end of phase 4, Matt.
This is a highlights episode of phase 4, which is crazy. And Forrest, I've just got a little bit of Don't Be a Hero podcast little statistic for you here, my friend.
Ooh.
It is a year ago. To this week, to this podcast, we did the phase 3 highlights. Shit you not.
Oh my God. So we have spent more time on phase 4 than we spent for the first 3 phases combined.
Yep.
That means.
And what's even crazier is that phase 3 went across 3 to 4 years. 3 years. And this was only 1 year of content.
Was it actually?
2021 to 2022.
That is. Oh my God, that is actually outrageous.
Isn't it insane? And again, I said it a few months ago in an episode. So 1 year of content from the MCU, which equates to 50 hours and 21 minutes in terms of phase 4. And it's taken us a whole year, plus wildcards and the wonderful stuff that we've done around it. But like, it's taken us near enough a whole year to do phase 4. That is insane.
And I think that in itself is a nutshell as to why where we are now in Marvel, which is phase 5 actually still, aren't we? We're not.
Yeah,
are we
yeah.
in phase 6? We're not in phase 6, are we?
No, we're in phase 5 still.
No.
Right?
So, and that's why Marvel have, if anything points to a reason why Marvel had to slightly withdraw what they were, their ambitious plans, I think it's the fact that phase 4 was enough at oversaturation for anybody. Even if they were the best films and TV series you've ever seen, which they weren't, I think people would think it was oversaturation big time.
100%. It's, you got to, again, this was quite cleary. Oh, it's late. We're going to be doing that a lot tonight.
It's clear.
Clearly, it was an experiment by MCU in terms of the output and what they put in terms of the TV series, the movies, how they interwove it all together or not in some arguments, and how they kind of put it through. But we've also got to remember that Phase 3 wasn't affected by a certain pandemic. Phase 4 was very much affected by COVID, and that was from the offset. So, with Black Widow, with WandaVision coming out in the early stages of Phase 4, the first projects, all of those got delayed. All of those got put into a streaming service, particularly with Black Widow. One of the biggest, and I'd like to think Black Widow, if it went out into the cinemas when it should have, when there wasn't a pandemic, people would have gone and seen that, and I think it probably would have been received a little bit better, and obviously the visual effects would have been done a little bit cleaner. But unfortunately, I had to go into a streaming service, and that's when Disney Plus sort of came out as well. Disney Plus were flipping clever there in terms of releasing their streaming service at the beginning of the pandemic. Everything went through there, and it's very clear we as a human race were digesting too much content, you can argue, as well, across all social media platforms, all the stuff we were watching in terms of streaming services. It was at its absolute peak during COVID, and MCU capitalized on it, for better, for worse. And this is what that kind of experiment is, and what's great, and I think this is something that, in terms of recent news, things are taking a turn. We have all, as an audience, have gone, okay, that is enough now. Please stop doing this. Even with your, more recent Madam Webs, but I know it's not MCU, but, Thor Love and Thunder, for one instance, was very much the thing that kind of really cut the thread for us. We're like, we need to stop this kind of output. You need to really invest in storytelling here. And that seems to be the case going forward. However, when we go into Phase 5, mate, there's nothing to say, but there is remnants of that. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see in Phase 5. But mate, where do we start?
What a journey! I think just to give us a snapshot view of what we've looked at. Let me go through the list, right, of what we've done. So
okay, I got an idea.
He's got an idea. If you are about to say, put music in the background, or make funny little ditties that you could, okay. Don't make it an editing job for me, Matt. Is basically what I'm saying here. It is
He's
9:30.
Foot down there, dear listener. Don't make this an editing thing for me, mate.
If I don't edit it, so I'll create all these wonderful obstacles and challenges for you as you you navigate your way through the editing process. No, what is your idea?
I've got a dare for you.
Ooh.
I want you to do it in one breath.
Okay, here we go. All right. Right, we have
Go.
WandaVision, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, Black Widow, What If, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Eternals, Hawkeye, Spider-Man, No Way Home, Moonlight, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Miss Marvel, Thor, Love and Thunder, I Am Groot, She-Hulk, Attorney at Law,
Let's
Werewolf
keep
by
going.
Night, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Oh my God.
That was good. I was impressed.
That is, but that list though is mad.
It's insane.
And we have some big highlights. I think before we drill down into maybe some specific moments, what are your top 3 and your least favourite 3?
Oh, Jesus. Well, right up there, number 1, and I would argue that this is probably most people's top Phase 4 project. Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi's got to be number 1.
Agreed.
And I know a lot of people might say, well, No Way Home's pretty decent for obvious reasons. Yes, it is. It is very good, and I would say that's number 2 for me. But in terms of a cinematic experience and story-driven arc, Shang-Chi does it. It does it in tenfold, and it sort of felt like it was something that Phase 4 needed at the time, and I think doesn't get celebrated that much at all around how much of a potential saviour it was for a lot of fans of the MCU during that kind of, let's say, difficult time of Phase 4. Now, Shang-Chi, No Way Home, Moon Knight. I've got to say Moon Knight. I've got to get a TV show in there.
Shang-Chi, Spider-Man and Moon Knight.
Yep.
So I'll join you, Shang-Chi at the top, 100%. I am then going to say, yeah. I am then going to say, do you know what? Number 2, I'm going to be properly controversial here and say WandaVision.
Fair play, yeah.
And number 3, I would probably have to say, Moon Knight. I think Spider-Man's out of my top 3 purely on the basis that a lot of it rides on cameos.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't there, what would it be?
Yeah. Whereas you can't say that about Moon Knight, can't say that about WandaVision. I think WandaVision was just amazing, so good. And then Shang-Chi is just genius. Worst 3.
I mean, we'll save the very worst one for last, okay? But third from last for me, I'm gonna go. Oh, this is difficult because there were quite scathing ones. I'm gonna say She-Hulk. Second to worst, I'm gonna go for. I don't want to say it because I'm. It's the Love and Thunder. Ugh.
Ooh.
I'm gonna have to say it. It was a shame. That's the word. It was a shame. We said it a few weeks ago in the episode that we reviewed it on, that it just had opportunities of celebrating Christian Bale's brilliant work that he can do on screen, and giving more of literally the God Butcher. His name is Gore, the God Butcher. We never see him do any God butchering. There was such a lack of it, and it was such a. It just clearly didn't work against in terms of what they were trying to push through. So that's got to be second to worst one, and just because it just misfired massively. And then the obvious worst Phase 4 project, and I am sorry, if you like this movie, you are categorically wrong.
Let's say it. Let's both say it after 3. 3, 2, 1. Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm joking. The Eternals.
What are you? What? I was about to throw this table over. You what?
Fucking what? The Eternals,
man.
100% agree with you at the bottom.
And for those
Eternals.
people as well that just go, oh no, it's actually really good. I'm like, no, you're just
Wrong.
trolling. You're wrong, and you're trolling, and you're trying to get a rise out of people. You cannot say that was a good movie.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to put a disclaimer here that I know my cousin Pete rates the Eternals, and he isn't trolling. But Pete, come on, Matt, we just need some stern words. Like Eternals is awful. It is awful. I
can't think. The only bit I liked was the fight scene on the beach. And everything else, but like even then, it was like, well, I could just watch Man of Steel. You know, it was just a Superman fight. That's what it was. But like other than that, it just, it was. Yeah.
I think one of its points was the introduction of its characters. I don't think that was done too badly. I think they introduced everyone quite well. It's what they did with everyone for the preceding 2 hours, which was god awful. That definitely that. I'll probably mix my other two up, and I would say, personally, I think. Sorry, I know I'm saying a lot, and I got royally told off on YouTube for saying too much. So I would pick Eternals, Miss Marvel, because I felt I really wanted to enjoy Miss Marvel, and there was some great stuff about it. But Christ, it didn't really feel like it went anywhere. It was like ifing and ahhing all over the place. And then my third one would have to be, it's got to be She-Hulk. My top three, Matt, I would like to replace number three. I said, so what did I say? Shang-Chi, WandaVision, and then I said Moon Knight, didn't I?
Yeah.
I think I might have to replace Moon Knight with Black Panther, because it was really good. I enjoyed Black Panther enormously.
Better than Moon Knight, though.
Yeah. It's a tight duel, but I think again, the mythology of Moon Knight wasn't, it's not something I would ordinarily go out and watch. If I'm taking my Marvel hat off of this and I had Black Panther to watch and I had Moon Knight, I would definitely go back and rewatch Black Panther and think, oh yeah, this is great thing. Moon Knight, I've watched it once, wouldn't go back.
Okay, with that then, let's throw in a wild card. Okay, what is the underdog of Phase 4?
Underdog of Phase 4 is Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, because it's a holiday special, but they actually fucking aced it.
Oh, that's great. To be fair, 100%, that is definitely now like a holiday Christmas, like traditional viewing for me now. And even on watching it this Christmas, like, it is very good and it is very funny, and it does further plot and it does further character, so it does serve a purpose as well across the MCU, and it's not just something standalone. Do you want to know what my one is?
Yeah, what's yours?
Werewolf by Night.
Oh, yes, I can get on board with that.
Werewolf by Night, mate.
Incredible special. Should open the door for more specials. What do they call it? Special presentation, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was remarkable. 100% agree. And we both watched that for the first time, didn't we?
We did. Yeah, that was the very first and only currently thing that we've watched first time together across the MCU.
That was amazing. Yeah, absolutely can get on board with that. What we should talk about first before we go back really is the one thing that we both watched this week. Which was I Am Groot.
I Am Groot.
Baby
Groot.
Baby Groot, little baby Groot, and little like Bugs Lifey bugs in the ground that he like put his little foot on and thought he'd killed. What do you think of I Am Groot?
I mean, we're not going to spend too much time reviewing it, but like in terms of it, this is the very final thing for us to talk about. That's MCU and Phase 4. It's cute. It's little vignettes. Let's use the word, little shorts of baby Groot going on with his little adventures while he's in still a kid, let's say, in his kid form. It's really great for an audience of kids of even so Haley, even Thea, who's 4, watched it with me. Really funny bits. The animation's actually quite good. There's in terms of it doesn't really serve anything in terms of serving plot or anything or character arc for Groot or anything. Other than it's just whimsical, it's funny, it's playful. Yeah, I like. I think the one where you talk about the bugs. Oh, hello. Drop that mic. The one with the bugs is actually my favourite one. If I'm talking about a short, that's got to be the best one.
I think that's so good. Really funny. Really like the actual alien buggy thing is really cool. Like, I quite like that character. I would agree with everything you said. Charming, everything about it. I get confused by its inclusion because if it's for kids, it's not, but I don't quite understand why, because if it's in the MCU, which it is, then why is it for little kids? Because the rest of the MCU can't be watched by that demographic. So I don't really understand.
Presentation, is it?
No. It's down as like proper central, like MCU, like What If. It's one of those, and I'm like, well, if it's for tiny kids, the rest of the MCU clearly isn't. So I don't really know what.
And I think, dear listener, if any of you have gone to like Disneyland or Disney World, wherever, it feels like it's one of those things you would watch on a Disney TV in your room. Like in your hotel room, you would just be turning on Disney TV, and every now and then you'd get like Timon and Pumbaa doing their kind of educational videos. Like you'd get something baby Groot doing something funny, shorts on the TV, nullify your brain. That's it. Like it doesn't. Like there was one bit where baby Groot was having a dance off with like this element. And it's funny, it's silly, but you're like, okay, this is definitely a kid thing. Like it's like you go, this is something you'd see on Disney Plus Junior,
Yeah, and so it was great. I don't quite understand why they thought that was worth putting money into for the MCU.
It goes back to what I said earlier, that this was part of that experiment, wasn't it? Can we build a new audience? Or of kids, I don't know.
It was graphically, it was amazing. There's some really good little bits in there. Like I say, it's funny, it's good. Yeah, I don't think you listeners would want us to delve much more into it. To be quite honest, Groot pisses around. Happy days over a 2-minute segment of a 5-minute episode where most of it is credits. He pisses around. That's it. And it's class.
That's it. It's the end.
Happy days. Lovely. That's how we've done that review.
Are you going to give it a crisp rating?
Pom Bears. It's a Pom Bear. I love Pom Bears. I really do. Pom
Bears are great.
But there's a time and a place for a Pom Bear. And it's normally a little party.
So, Pom Bears, Sainsbury's have a Pom Bear equivalent, and it's called Lion. The little lion ones.
Ooh.
And they're like a little, they're really good, actually.
Aren't they?
So I'd go for those. Lion crisps.
Lion. And do they taste like Pom Bears?
They do, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Slightly saltier.
Oh, it's a saltier affair.
Yeah, a little bit lingering in the old salt there.
Ooh. Have you ever had, I can't remember, I don't know if I'm dreaming this, salt and vinegar Pom Bears?
Oh yeah, they're a thing. They're the green ones.
Yeah, and like they really lingered on your tongue. Do you remember the taste? I was like, ooh, there we are. That's a salty and vinegary Pom Bear. A lovely little bear, a seasoned little bear.
There we go. That's I Am Groot.
There we go. Job done. So,
Job done.
phase 4.
That's phase 4.
So,
do you want some facts? Do you want some figures?
hit me up with the facts and the figures.
Okay, so I just want us to quickly just comparative talk about this and reflect on this. So, phase 3 was the biggest, let's say, collection of movies that culminates to Endgame. It drew. Now, phase 3 drew, in terms of the box office, comparatively and collectively, it drew through $13.5 billion. All right. Now, let's bear in mind as well, phase 4, as we said, was during a pandemic. It, hit by hard times and stuff. But across those 7 movies that were out in a space of a year, only drew £5.7 billion in the box office. Dollars, sorry. So, mate, that's a drop, right?
Jesus.
That's a drop.
Huge, great drop.
That is. I mean, I don't know what the Disney execs are, what Mr. K-Dog does in terms of reflecting against that, but that's a big drop. That is kind of potentially shit your pants kind of drop. What are we going to do with that? They clearly lost an audience, and I think a lot of people kind of clocked out after phase 3. And I'd be interested to know whether anybody has actually come back. I'd be interested to, do you know, in all honesty, I'd be really interested to get somebody on the podcast that stopped watching after Endgame. And talk to them about why, or get them to watch something that's more recent and go, what do you think?
What would you... Okay, good question. So what would you offer them to watch as their first thing to return to the MCU?
It'd probably be Eternals. Something that's controversial, like Love and Thunder. Or it's something that was either...
What?
Some liked, some hated, passionately liked, passionately hated. Yeah. Just to see what they think.
Your way of bringing it... Oh, no, to get them back into the MCU.
Oh, I see. I see what you mean.
You wouldn't offer them...
I'm looking at more experimental to see,
No. What would you show them to bring them back into the loop? Would not be Eternals, mate.
It would not be Eternals.
Here's the shiniest shit to watch. Now tell me how crap Marvel gets.
Harry Styles is in the MCU.
It would probably be the 3rd Guardians of the Galaxy film, which we haven't got to yet. But that would be, if you're not watching that after Endgame and going, all right, this is cinematic.
I would argue, I'd say No Way Home, and I would argue on the basis of No Way Home, because a lot of people probably did that anyway. Those that didn't watch after Endgame probably came back in just to watch No Way Home for nostalgia.
Very true. Yeah, and I worry. I worry you're right, because I think that's ultimately why we're going to get so many fucking cameos moving forward. Is because they're going to be like, cameos work.
I mean, this is I don't know if this goes to Sony in terms of box office or Disney, but No Way Home took 1.9 billion in the box office. That's massive.
But could you tell me, hardcore statistics? How many Jaffa cakes is that, please? That's, let's not beat around the bush. But the real
Jaffa cakes is
hardcore stats is how many Jaffa cakes would I get to myself for 1.89 billion? Sorry.
Can you hear me typing?
I can, and this is the people's question, Matt. This is the audience's. I can imagine at home people are like, 1.69 billion don't mean jack shit to me. Tell me in a fact that I'll understand.
It's just gonna be
how many
insane.
chocolatey round things with a bit of orange am I gonna get?
I mean, how do I even get this information? In a packet, you get 12 to 10 in a packet of Jaffa cakes, and you want to times that by how much is a Jaffa cake?
Well, yeah, how much is a pack of Jaffa cakes? So you get 10 Jaffa cakes in one box, right?
Yep.
And I reckon you're looking at about £1.20 at Tesco's for a packet of 10.
£2, mate. Bloody
£2?
inflation.
Bloody hell. Club card gets you for.
Fucking Brexit. Right, okay. 1.9 billion.
Yeah.
That's 8 zeros, isn't it? How many zeros is that?
That's... Million is 6. So is there not just one extra for a billion? Yeah.
That didn't work. Whatever that was, that didn't work.
Oh my God. Do you know what I've just realised?
What?
BI means 2, right? And it's... Lun. Million. No.
Boris?
Because trillion is a try.
Boris,
It's try. It's 3.
Mate, it's too late to do this right now. I gotta be straight with you. It's 10 to 10 at night, and I don't want to be looking at my calculator right now. As much as I love the effort and the idea of quantifiably trying to figure out how much that might be for us in terms of Jaffa cakes, I think that might be one step too far.
But how, mate, I would love to know how many Jaffa cakes that gets and what land that equates to. So that covers the whole of America and Jaffa cakes.
Dear listener, if you're listening right now and thinking, where is this just gone? Yeah, it's gone there. Help us. Find the answer for us. Please send us an email. Please, God, send us an email at don'tbeaheropodcast@gmail.com. I love you, all right? Fine, but you didn't give... Okay, I going back to the box office figures there, all right? What are your thoughts there? So it's a quite considerable drop. You didn't actually give me your thoughts. I wanted it to be more of a collective discussion, but I just... You got distracted by Jaffa cakes.
Considerable drop in boxer. I mean, it's easily explainable. We are, we're a culture that like grabs, and then when we feel oversaturated, we go enough's enough, right? Yeah. Subscription model is a whole thing about subscription models. Looking at Netflix, Disney Plus, Netflix numbers dropped. Then they did this password thing, and weirdly, more people buy it. I think that's barbaric, but anyway, we're also a sucker to capitalism. But hey, that's another discussion for another day.
So it is 10 o'clock at night.
So Jesus Christ, mate. But yeah, no, I think it's easily explainable and easily understandable. I think Marvel have made the right steps for Phase 5 and onwards in order to kind of counteract that and to bring people back. I don't think, and we've talked about this before, Matt. I don't think we're that far away from the MCU being rebooted, rested for a while. One of those two things. Right. I think it's just round the corner. I think they've only got so many places to go. Well, they haven't. That's bullshit. They've got a lot of things they could do, but I think for the wider universe, they're going to have to rest it or reboot it at some stage.
With that, do you think they're waiting to see what Deadpool 3 comes out of in terms of audience reactions and ratings?
I mean, I don't know if they are, because surely they know, right? Deadpool 3 isn't going to be a flop, even if ultimately the critics and the response is negative criticism. Ultimately, the money they get for it and the numbers of people they get to go and watch it, they know is going to be sky high. Deadpool 3, there's no way Deadpool 3 isn't going to get bums on seats. It just is. So whether people go and go, oh, this is actually shit, people will be so blindsided by the fact that it's Deadpool by that point. They'll just enjoy. They'll suck it up for what it is. I think they are more likely to look at what's coming out next year and think about the Kang Dynasty from there. So I think they're probably far more interested to see how Thunderbolts goes, to see how what else do we have? We have a few next year, don't we?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. Do you want me to go and find the list?
I feel like you did this in the last pod, but
We did.
I can't remember what else. I always say Thunderbolts because I know that much.
Thunderbolts. We've got a new Captain America movie
Captain
coming
America,
out.
yeah.
We've got
Captain America might be the one. I think if Captain America comes out and bombs, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does, mate. I wouldn't be surprised if Captain America 4 comes out and people are like, yeah, I'm not.
Mate, they've been
for it.
reshooting that like massively. Like they've torn a script up. They've gone back to the basics. They've only just started filming Thunderbolts. That was according to Florence Pugh, who is currently doing lots of press for Dune 2. And apparently that's all now kicking off. But also Deadpool 3 has also been reported. I mean, we're going into news here, but like Deadpool 3 has been reported that they're also doing reshoots as well. So whether that's hit a test audience and they're reshooting because of a test audience, or things are, like you say, already moving in place for it.
Yeah. I think because we still don't know about Kang. And I said in the last podcast or a couple of podcasts ago about it's going to be San Diego Comic-Con. They're clearly waiting for that to do a big announcement. If we haven't found out by then about what is happening with the Kang Dynasty, then something is really fucking going on.
Yeah.
Because for them not to know the next 2 years, it's not 3 years, is it? If they don't know the next 2 years by July this year, something really bad's going down, or like I just said, they are about to pause the MCU for however long amount of time before they can reboot it or redecide what they're doing with it. I don't know.
By the time we get to that decision, when that happens as well, a lot of James Gunn's DC will be kind of coming through as well. A lot of those projects happening. Superman Legacy will be coming out around that time as well. I think you're right. I think there's going to be a shift. It's going to be what's flipping awesome, mate, is that we're going to be able to see this and talk about it in real time on this platform. So, like that's what's super exciting. So it's just to see genuinely if there is going to be a shift towards just MCU fandoms just jumping ship, just going to DC and seeing what's going on over there, or just not jumping ship. It's not like divisive or anything. People can love both. But it's about kind of where does the view change? I mean, you said a soft reboot, all that kind of stuff. I think they'll just focus on X-Men going forward. I think they'll just get rid of the Avengers. They'll get rid of all that kind of stuff. And we'll just go through a little phase, let's say, of X-Men. And after that, and only after that, and I was saying about 10 years' time, we will then get a reboot and a new generation of our beloved MCU superheroes will restart. It's interesting. It's one of those things, but I think phase 4... I think, hopefully, and we're yet to see, is a blessing in disguise, because what's happened here is that it's taken us a year to digest all of these projects in 50 hours plus, and we've also still got some dodgy phase 5 things that we need to watch as well and talk about. A certain Quantumania is one that springs to my mind. So we've still got remnants of that. And I think we're hopefully moving in from a kind of learnt experience from Disney. And I'm really hoping that they're just going to sort it out from now on and just really focus on good storytelling. Just go. We're not asking for a repeat of Endgame. You can't replicate that shit. You can't replicate that shit, but you can still tell good stories.
Oh yeah, we're not asking. I don't think most fans are asking for much. Just write a decent fucking film. Like, it's not like we're not talking about. It's decent films all the time. I think they're so wrapped in this wider universe. What's coming next? And they've just got so in on themselves that we just haven't had a decent movie. Just write decently. Just spend. I think the vast majority of actual fans if there was one show, TV series and one film every 2 years, I would rather that if I'm safe in the knowledge that film and TV series is literally 10 out of 10 every time. Than have 5 films and 5 series to watch and they're all mediocre or crap.
Yeah, literally.
And this is what, you know, I really hope. One of the things that is kind of my test is Joker 2. I really hope they're taking their time with Joker 2. They haven't just gone, Joker was great, finances are brilliant, let's just write any old shit. Which is what I'm slightly nervous of. I think, I think, you know, I know not talking about MCU, but I'm trying to find another example. But I am nervous about Joker because of the same thing. I don't. Joker, the first Joker film only feels like it came out 10 minutes ago. I know it didn't.
100%.
I know it came out a while ago, but I remember when that film came out, there was no initial plans for a sequel. So the fact that we've turned that tide, he's written a film, and now it's like nearly ready to come out, worries me. Same with A Quiet Place. Quiet Place, great film, and now we're getting a film every 5 months. I'm like, just stop it. Find new IPs, find new things to bring out. Don't worry about creating a universe.
But it's all money making, mate. That's what it is. If we want to again strip it down to, like you say, you were talking about capitalism here. It is about consumerism. It is about the money, and it is cheaper and easier to make franchises out of successful first movies. That's what it is. You know, I mean, Dune 2 has been received really well, massively against the first one as well. They obviously know that there's a third project coming out. Like, you're able to build hype and tell storytelling. People are comparing it to Lord of the Rings, which I'm like, that's a bit of a far stretch there. Completely different project there, you know. But like, you've got these long storytelling threads that can be played through successfully in trilogies, but with other movies like your Fast and Furiouses and your Quiet Places that are just being churned out as a cash cow, because people will just watch it. It's familiarity as well. People don't need to think about going to watch that because I know who we're watching.
Yeah,
they're not having to make that decision too hard to think about. Do I go and watch this? No, you're going to go and watch it because you watched the first one. It's stuff like that.
Very true, mate. Very true. So look forward to Eternals 5. That'll be good.
But you were saying Eternals 2. They'll potentially bringing in Josh Brolin back.
They want to bring bloody Eternals 2. Yeah. Oh, but it would be good. But we'd go and watch it. That's the fucking
thing. See,
that's the thing of it.
We are those people. We are those people that are just sheep going to the cinema and go, no, go and watch this. Oh, it's Eternals. Oh, it's really shit. You're like, yeah, that's what we do. We are literally doing that. And it is.
I mean, we're doing it for a very specific cause, to be quite honest.
We're doing it for
probably without the
platform.
For you listeners, we're doing it so you don't have to. we watch the Marvels so you don't have to. But yes, so let's dive in a little bit into some Phase 4 properties. So we both enjoyed Loki. I think Loki we haven't talked about Loki at all. Loki was brilliant. And this is the first Loki. This isn't even Loki Series 2, which, again, goes into sequels of putting on. But yeah, we both really like Loki. I think it was great to see them Marvel to find a way to bring a character that was so joined to the hip to another one, Thor, and create his own story, and also create his story to go from a villain to potential hero. I thought that was great. It was a very, what makes it good, what every time a good Marvel property comes out tends to be because it's really it's really clear and succinct, unlike this sentence that I'm saying right now, and only has like one plot. It doesn't have lots and lots of characters, lots and lots of plots, lots of things going on. That tends to be where the like films and TV series just go down the pan. For example, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Way too much going on. What on earth am I actually tracking? And it just, you know, wasn't even interesting. But I think that was what won me with Loki. Same with WandaVision. Simple thread, simple story, told it like really well.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I have nothing else to add there, mate.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, thank you so much. What should we talk about next?
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah. Should we? I mean, I feel like that's phase 4. I think
that is phase 4. We're done.
I think that's all we can talk about, really. Unless, you know, but like in terms of like moving forward, my friend, we're going into phase 5.
Oh, we're going into phase 5.
We've got to keep this train going. We haven't reached the pinnacle yet. What's really, really exciting here, dear listener, is that we are closer than ever before to now catching up, being 100% caught up in the MCU projects. Our marathon would be done. Ditto. Do. We have succeeded. We have done it. Our mission is complete.
It
Doesn't mean
is.
it's over.
That was honestly, that was that was my favourite Matt moment there.
Doesn't mean it's over.
Oh, look at that.
Which does mean, dear listener, we have announced today is that on obviously June 13th is a special day for if you are a fan of The Boys series. Season 4 of The Boys will be released on June 13th, and what we will be doing once we have caught up with the MCU, we will be marathoning that show from the very beginning. I cannot wait. Honestly, it is I want to say this might be, particularly with season 1, it might be my third rewatch, and it is so good. I cannot wait to start talking about it. But Forrest, mate, again, you haven't seen this.
I've never seen it. I can't honestly. I can't wait to watch this. I can't wait to watch Daredevil, the Netflix series.
Yes,
can't wait.
Yep.
Echo, we both need to watch Echo, which we'll do for phase 5, obviously. But yeah, I can't wait for The Boys. I hear so much about it all the time, and it's time. It is time to get the R-rated bullshit started up in here. Oh my god, it's 10:05.
It is late.
But yeah, I'm genuinely excited. I think it, you know, and again, looking at what we've just been talking about in regards to phase 4, we are not deluded. Like, we are both lethargic when it comes to what we've done. Like, it has felt like a long year, Matt. Like, going through the fact it's taken us so long to get through phase 4. There are so many dropping the baton moments, where drop the ball moments, where it's just been terrible. Terrible films, terrible TV series. So we are at a point where we're going to do phase 5, and then we can talk about new stuff, and look forward, and hopefully we'll have a lot of fun with The Boys, a lot of fun with Daredevil.
Yeah.
And you listeners, get in touch. Don't be hero podcast at gmail.com, or where you normally get in touch, which is our Instagram. So drop us a message on there. Tell us what you would like us to review. TV, film, or game.
It's exciting. I can see a light at the end of the tunnel, mate. We've just finished phase 4. Got a little bit, the last leg with phase 5, and just in terms of these projects in phase 5 for us to review, we've got Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy 3, we've got Secret Invasion, we've got Loki season 2, we've got the Marvels, we've got What If season 2, and most recently we've got Echo to catch up with. So there's still quite a chunk there, but it's not it's not too much. So we will be caught up, very soon in the spring. I want to say by the end of spring maybe, and then we'll be going straight into the boys, which is super exciting.
Oh, lovely stuff. Yeah. So we hope you enjoyed Phase 4. Drop us your comments, your feelings, your vibes, your stories, all things Phase 4. And we will see you for, I can only apologise for whatever you're going to get for this Friday's bonus episode, which we are just about to go and record. But after this week's dog shit episodes, we'll be back to normal next week. When maybe Matt, because Matt's waking up at 6:30, he'll let me off as a.
I'll let you off. Okay, now I'm just checking my diary, mate. Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah. It's
fine. Oh, fantastic! That's great. That's brilliant. No, lovely stuff. But thank you, Matt. It has been a pleasure to be on this journey with Phase 4 with you, mate, and I look forward to Phase 5.
Let's keep going, mate. We're nearly there. I'm proud of us.
Oh, I'm so proud, mate. Little idea back in 2022, summer of 2022, and now look at us shine, like an eagle coming in through the ashes. We're here. Don't review this episode, please. God, don't review this episode.
See you later, my friends. Love you, bye.